usually use medium heavy or extra heavy. Most of the extra heavy stuff is usually about 4 millimeters in thickness.
Oh wow, that is the.
That's what, like that 19 millimeter tube is. That's extra heavy wall that we were using.
And so, at some point before I head out, you're going to write down all of those words on
I
the
am.
whiteboard, and I'm going to take a picture of it.
I'm not going to forget.
Excellent. Thank you. I really do apologize for being dense, but once I have the words in my head, I really have them.
No, I should have had something like that written out for you guys.
Well, now you know what your homework is when you go home.
I was literally busy and stressing, blowing glass, and trying to hustle to make sure that my family wasn't in a bad way when I got here. So.
Johnny's been busy putting auctions online.
Yes, she has. We're not starving artists, but we're not a.
You're eating more hamburger than you are steak.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just hope you're past the spam part.
I went to the Goodwill and got 5 new pairs of pants before I came. Make sure I have a new pair of pants.
Papa Day.
I like Goodwill jeans. I don't gotta break them in there.
Goodwill, you don't like them?
I do. I don't like
Oh.
breaking in jeans. I don't have to that way.
You go there and it's like.
And as prissy
you
as
go
my
buy-
daughter
you go buy
is,
new jeans and you feel like wearing cardboard pants.
Yep.
That's what it is.
as prissy as my daughter is, she even
What's
likes
that?
Goodwill jeans better.
Yeah,
Broke in there.
that's true.
And I'd much rather pay
Shoot, I got
$10 than
five pairs
$100
the
for her
price of
jeans.
one, you know?
Yeah.
You-
my son's like put on the that's one buy clothes.
And save
I ruin all my clothes in the workshop anyway. So.
Yeah.
You know, not name brand resale, just
There's a major thrift in Clay Como that's really, really good.
So I'm gonna make a tree topper now.
Tree top. A tree top.
Like we were saying before, we can attach the stars to to a section of tube. I can make one of the more traditional hollow blown style tree toppers.
and that was an 8 flow tube. 8 millimeter.
9.
9.
Yeah, 9.5 millimeters. And you could use a little bit bigger than the 32 millimeter tube for this, but this will.
That's a little close for my hands.
Yeah, I mean.
You're going down about, what, 4 inches? 5
Yeah,
inches?
4 or 5 inches.
He's probably heat treated by now.
Probably don't have fingerprints left.
What's your best burn story, Bo?
Oh, I shot my hand with a hand torch, and those premix is like a Smith hand torch with a single hole tip on it. I was welding together this little bead or something, and kind of tired, and I run my pressure pretty high, and those premix flames are brutal. They kind of will dig right down into your hand, and they did. So yeah, that was bad.
How long did you have to take off? All day.
Yeah,
The rest of the night?
a day. I
There's
couldn't
nothing
afford.
worse.
I just had to get through it. I can't afford to take days
Yeah.
off really.
But it doesn't hurt until you get close to that flame on the torch, and for some reason it
Yeah,
like
I had
that.
it covered, and it was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was right here, you can see my knuckles kind of look funny there now. I hurt myself there a couple times.
So, if you're a little intimidated by color point, you could just put a close rod on it.
Right. Yep.
You terminate it right there.
Yep. You can. Yeah, it's kind of forced to have it in there. Try to straighten this
I have one of them doctors. They'll just give you about anything you want, and she just has a standing 3 refill Silvadene prescription for me.
That's probably the miracle tube. That's what they use in the country.
I don't know. I keep it in the refrigerator and
Well,
keep
that
it
really gets good to you.
when it's cold, and then it goes on there. It helps so much.
At the
And
junkyard in
Colgate
town, they've got
toothpaste.
that.
The white paste, Colgate toothpaste helps with burns too.
That's
a little cheaper.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I
like,
got pretty
5
good
minutes-
insurance.
5 minutes of like cool to room temperature water after burn is like ice water is supposed to be ice water and cold water is supposed to be bad because it
I don't care if it's
slows
bad, it
down-
feels better.
Yeah, it slows down the circulation, I guess. And, everybody likes to talk about their burn.
I know. I like how people say, "Oh, you just put it back in the fire."
Put mustard on it.
Oh, pickle juice.
Yeah, did
Pickle
you drop
juice.
Your bead?
Yeah.
That's the one.
I ain't making a sandwich.
Like the little
Give me
beer story,
drugs.
it's, did you drop your drink? You know, here's did you save your bead?
Morphine, please. I think burns are just so much worse than cuts because it takes so long for them to stop hurting.
Yeah. Although a good cut will last a while. I was defrosting the freezer and I said to myself, "You're going to drop a mug on your foot. You better wise up." And I split my toe. I didn't cut it. I split it with the mug. And oh, talk about gushing blood. It was a mess.
I got a big hunk of glass on the top of my foot. I need to find someone with a scalpel and cut it out.
Get some heat in it so you can light the stringer.
Yeah, this is pretty big for this torch, but you want this is
The bubble's pretty big or the stringer?
No bubble.
Okay.
this tube likes to crack. You know, if you don't keep the heat.
Yep,
You know,
I
after you
learned
start
that.
putting these stringers on, you really need to make sure that this is stays warm.
Going home and working on this yourself, Bo will not be there to help you. And save you when you crack your
Yes,
tube.
you start smaller. Start with a smaller length, but
Yeah. Miniature first.
and I mean the thing about it is too is if you start with a larger diameter of tubing, then you don't need it to be quite as long to get like a reasonable sized tree topper. Because you know, for a bead maker, a tree topper is a pretty big piece of hollow
Oh,
glass.
yeah.
Yep.
If I make mine in
So
sections.
just kind of rule of thumb, just kind of keep this warm after you lay down each stripe. And heat it up a little bit.
Figure if I can make about 20 of them stars, that'll fill up my tree.
That's quite a project.
The stars look cool just like in a window too.
Okay.
You did 6 points, you could be starved.
My entire tree, and well, now after this will be completely homemade, but my lights. Everything is now except for my glass balls, and even them I bought clear ones and then put I put stuff in them. And my lights are, but everything else I've made, so now I can make these stars and get rid of the balls, and then everything will be homemade.
You could put candles on. They're really dangerous.
Can you believe they used to do
Oh
that?
yeah, but I don't think they left their trees up too long.
I have them bubble lights that look like candles.
Yeah.
Guy I used to work
Like
for.
a one-time thing, right? Like for a few
Yeah.
minutes on Christmas Eve.
Probably,
like
yeah, the
candles.
tree wasn't up too long.
Got it.
What did you do? I have a lot more going in there.
I said, and my tree goes from floor to ceiling. It's one of them really thin ones that go all the way up. My husband calls it the AIDS tree 'cause it's so scrawny looking, but I don't have I don't have enough diameter of free space for the fluffy ones, so I've got the tall, skinny one.
That guy used to work for.
Yeah, the guy I used to work for. You make the stars and then you make like a little hook on the bottom tip of the star, and then make like a little additional ornament with a loop and hang it off of there. And I just used to make so yeah, so that can happen. And then Yeah. So the point handle breaks. So you would have just been, might as well just put a handle on it. Alright.
So we did a star with a hook on the bottom of it, and then
Yeah,
an
just used to
ornament
make
on
things,
that.
and then you can have like a ornament with something else hanging off it. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it makes it so you could take, have you could fill a whole window with this hanging piece of art, and then be able to take it apart and, to ship it or put it away.
I know what you need to make, those glass chains that are like.
We made some icicles yesterday
Might not be
that
possible.
are now
Someone had
nailed,
on
but they don't
earrings,
have
I
hooks
think
on
her
them. Can
yesterday
you
that
go
were
and
loops
add a
that
hook
were
to
cute.
them?
You can, yeah. You don't even really have to heat up the. You don't have to heat up the icicles to add a handle to the pointy end of it. You can just do that.
Just add the handle and re-anneal it again.
You can add a little handle, and then you can slowly heat it up in the flame, or add a handle and stick it in the kiln and let it warm up in there, and then
Okay.
take it out and put the loop on.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm sorry, we were talking about loops. What were you wanting to do with your handle?
Oh, well, no, I have some icicles that I really like, but I didn't want to put them on my star, and so they don't have loops
okay.
on them. So I want to add a loop to them.
Well, kind of like we did this day. The ones we made yesterday, we came in and put the handle on the end of them.
It doesn't work with soft glass.
Or you could use those Peters tweezers too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Put it. Yeah.
and if you have a marver, sometimes it helps to. Well, just kind of work. You can help work those lines in, and then take a little heat out of the glass, especially with some of this.
I have this
thinner
really long brass one if you want it.
The brass is cool. The brass kind of grabs onto the glass a little more than the brass is nice if you're trying to drag patterns on beads. You can turn it in one spot. And
She's got a longer, flat, square one.
I think I'll be okay here. Work this section.
These candles are about 2 inches long.
So Molly wanted to see like a reticello pattern, and there's a relatively simple way to make one on the surface. So normally you do it end to end, but I don't have enough stringer pulled, and this will make it a little easier. I'm just gonna add it to half of the tree topper, and then the rest of the tree topper will just be a straight twist. It'll be kind of interesting. I've never done that before.
Get something new.
It's gonna be funny. Y'all go sit down, play with your soft glass. You're gonna burn the heck out of the first thing you do after today. Got used to raging your flames.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to sit at my little Smith torch before I turn the other torch back on.
I need somebody to make me foot pedals.
Your anniversary's coming up.
Oh no, he thinks he's gonna go buy me a pair of boots for a 10-year anniversary instead of jewelry. And you wonder why I want to get rid of them.
Man, if men just listened to what girls said when they weren't around, they'd know things.
Boots is what you get for Christmas. He's gonna take me to Boot Barn this weekend and buy me a pair of boots.
Oh, that's what I wanted to go with.
Yeah.
Just get out the catalog. Look at you both.
I'm irritated about it. I couldn't tell.
While you're doing that, this other end is getting enough heat because of the.
Yeah. Should be alright. I'm gonna work from this way over and not just hit that with heat, so I'll work into it, and so it should just be
Is that just what crisscross, because we're seeing the pattern through the other side?
right.
Okay.
And then, so there's a real, like the traditional way to make reticello is to make one of these twists and then make another one twisting the other way and put this one inside of that one. But there's kind of a
Cheat.
simpler, faster way where, you know, if this was just one piece, you know, and you run the lines this way and then twist them, and then you come in here, and then I'm going to draw a straight line from this line over the top of these. And then connect it to the end of the other line. So it's going to come from here and then pick one of those that's straight across. And then I'm going to go around. I don't really want to drag the lines underneath it, so I don't want the base glass to be too hot.
So you're gonna go one line to the next, not back and forth, or in quarters.
Normally I would. I just kind of.
Lost it for a minute.
Got enough butter?
I think so.
Ooh, it's gonna be close.
He's got a couple end pieces down there too. Wow, look at you.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the pro now?
Can I take a picture of that before you twist it? So I understand it. Got it, thank you.
Okay, so now what we want to do.
That right there was what the size of the mission.
All right. Good, good.
And that's why he's the teacher.
That's right.
So now I twisted that all one way, and then you got these straight lines on there, and now I'm going to twist it back the other way until I see this pattern. Come into a nice reticello pattern where I have these even diamonds. Kind of need to heat it up evenly and pay attention to the.
So you twist
pattern.
the first one, then you lay the straight one down, and then you twist the opposite.
Twist it back just until I hit the sweet spot where this pattern looks like a nice fishnet lattice. Then I make some. You can do cool stuff on beads. You know, I make some beads where I lay down this pattern, and then you can add you know, use it as a grid to, you know, put dots in between. And put dots at the crisscrosses. dots and lines, that's all. That's all you need.
Life made it.
The whole universe. Dots and lines.
Morse code. Have you read the book, The Dot in the Line?
No.
It's a little cartoon book I got that they from like the 70s. They have the dot in the line have a romance.
Oh my goodness.
And that's like some deep stuff. That's like,
It's a very, it is, it's supposed to be, but it's also.
well, the whole sacred geometry thing is like, you know, first there was the, you know, there's all sorts of creation stories out there, but one of them just involves, you know, like the Bible talks about on the first day, on the second day, there's some geometry in there where, you know, on the first day there's like the void, and then there's a point in space, and then a line, you know, you move a line out from a point.
I don't know.
I was trying to melt these lines in. Pretty good for the pattern we're going for. Establish this bottom section here. Maybe it's the top.
I think there's a book reference.
Yeah, I think that should be the top.
The top? Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking. Can I borrow that marker? I don't know. Probably.
You want that big one? There was a really big one here that's 4 inches tall.
This will be all right.
Somebody needs to invent a sodium flare filter for our phones.
They
Yes,
have
they
one.
do. Is it
Mike
really?
Corellis has one.
Mike does?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Where they have
You got an old pair of glasses. You
No,
take the
40
lens
bucks.
out. You know.
Just tape it on there?
I did a live thing on Facebook one time that way. It looks pretty good. It works.
Yeah.
That's what I got on this one.
Right. Yeah, and this will be like, you know, that reticello section I'll make into the kind of finial.
Okay.
Let me go for that top one there.
Why did you not safely melt in those straight white lines before you started doing your Botticelli?
Because the torch is a little small, so I kind of have to do a section at a time. And so you can get away with it if you work from one end to the other. And I did melt them in a little, and they went on pretty hot in the first place. So.
Ooh, nice.
Good.
finding a section, you're kind of pulling it out and then pushing it back in.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that twist in. You know, yeah, the only reason I pulled that one out is just so I could get that twist on this bubble. I'll go ahead and go ahead and finish shaping out the top before I do that last bit. Let it thicken up a little bit, and then I can pull it out and neck down, back to the thickness that I need.